Chia. You guys are now listening to the Crime Pays Podcast. It's your host, Mr. Sanchez, a.k.a. Sanchez the General. I got my co-host with me, Young Glizzy.
Yeah, I like that. Sanchez the General.
That's me. What up?
Yeah, fire.
What's going on, cuz?
Chilling, dude. I'm living life to the fullest, dude. To the fullest of my capabilities.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I had a terrible week. How about your week? How's your week going?
My week's pretty good, dude, actually.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad at least one of us is having a good week, dude, because my life sucks right now.
I made bank last week.
That's what's up.
Yeah, dude, so I'm pretty decent right now. Why was your week bad?
Some of my friends got fired from my job, personal issues, money wasn't that good. I ended up in the hospital with rhabdomyolysis, which is like a kidney problem that you get when you push your body too hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if last week you guys heard on the pod, like I was running, I ended up peeing up blood. Well, that didn't come with like no consequences. You know what I'm saying?
That came with your kidney?
Yeah, I had to go over, get rushed to the hospital about it.
And then what happened with that? Who called the police?
Nobody called the police. I took myself to the hospital.
You drove yourself to the hospital?
Yeah.
At least you don't have to pay that ambulance fee. Shit's up there. Well, what's up with your kidney? I don't get it.
Basically, I was running and I pushed my body too hard and I had a breakdown of muscle, like a big breakdown of muscle. And though that muscle gets filtered through your kidneys and then that makes you pee and it damages your kidneys. So you end up peeing blood. So I had to go. I had a bad fever. I was really weak.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Doc said I couldn't run for like 4 weeks. Told me to stay hydrated, take it easy on the running. So,
but nothing severe.
No, nothing where like I got permanent damage.
All right, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so interesting, dude.
But I've just had a week of pain and suffering, dude.
Dude, you were in the hospital over your
sucks.
kidney. I don't think I'm over that part yet.
I know.
Trying to make sure.
I'm just telling you. I've been fucking miserable.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure you're not dying.
No, I'm not dying, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So like, what that muscle with your kidney and that now everything's gonna go back to normal with time?
Allegedly, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, dude? Nigga starts running and then now
dude,
you almost
there's things
killed
that
yourself.
you can't do as a 43-year-old man. Dude. Your body starts to betray you. You know what I'm saying? Things that you could do when you were younger, like, go on a 5K race, that should have landed you in the ER.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, get ready. It's coming. There's no escaping it for you.
Yeah, damn. Don't make me feel bad.
Father time's coming for you, kid.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, besides that, I also had some voodoo people, start doing spells on me and putting things by my car. You know what I'm saying? They do this little trick, right? Like, we live in Miami and there's like a Cuban and Haitian culture. I don't know who is responsible for doing it, but they have this freaking Santeria religion. And any time they got beef with you or they are envious of you or they want to do something to you, they don't come up to you and do it in your face. You know what I'm saying? No, they go and they kill a goat and a chicken and they put it in a bag and they leave it by your car. So by your driver's door, hoping that you kick the bag out the way and then those evil spirits enter you. You know what I mean?
What'd you do? You kicked the bag out the way?
Hell no, I didn't kick that bag out the way. I already know what time it is, dude. I'm not a rookie, dude. You see these gray hairs in my beard? They didn't come from lollygagging and I've been out here a long time, cuz, you know what I'm saying? And you start professing Christ and you start pushing your beliefs and then you start showing your wins on Instagram and
people don't like it.
And people don't like it, dude. And instead of coming up to you and telling you about it, they do underhanded things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, no one could ever come to you and tell you they don't like that you're doing great. I always pretend I'm doing bad in front of everybody else. Yeah. People are like, how you doing? I'm like, everything's going horrible.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You could kill 1 million chickens. You can kill 1 million goats, dude. You could pray to your devil. It's not going to affect me, dude.
Because you got Jesus.
I walk with Christ. You know what I'm saying? And I've been through so much, dude, that nothing that you can do can affect me.
Yeah. And I've been...
But it does affect the people around you. You know what I'm saying? So it can affect you. Maybe not personally, right? But it might affect the people around you. maybe people who aren't as spiritually strong as you. You know what I'm saying? And that might affect you. You feel me? So, it's important to be right with God, be right with your faith, and, you know what I'm saying? Stand 10 toes down, pray every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And know what you believe in and stand on what you believe in, dude, because this is warfare one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Believing in God, speaking about God, talking about Jesus, that's warfare. When you pray at night, that's warfare. When you do good things, when you go against your heart to do a bad thing, right? Like I found something the other day that was very valuable, and the guy who was looking for it wanted it, and I wanted it just as bad as he did. You know what I mean? And it was an expensive item, and I had it. He would have never known I had it. I gave it back to him because it was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? When you do things like that, that's warfare against the devil. You know what I mean? So, there's a saying like, you're a warrior for Christ, or you're a warrior for your beliefs, or this and that. But that doesn't come free. You know what I'm saying? The more you believe in God, the more you stand up for God, the more you stand up for Jesus, the more you stand up for people, and the things you believe in, the harder the attacks come. You know what I mean? You got to deal with that. And it's not easy, bro. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, dude.
Yeah.
I've been listening to this guy you put me on, the preacher.
Yeah.
The preacher. I was listening to him. I forget his name. I'm not good with names. But the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah. I was on the YouTube algorithm the other day, and then I see his video, and I was like, let me click this while I'm editing. It's probably the best preaching I've ever heard from anyone.
I believe the gentleman's name is Philip Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah, the best preacher I've ever heard. And I was a fan of the older gentleman that always goes to the colleges and tells everyone, answers everybody's questions. But this preacher, what's his name again? The preacher?
Philip Anthony Mitchell.
Philip Anthony. Dude, I don't know. Something about his shit just really resonates with me. Like, because I put it on, like, you showed me the day of, and I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, like, I don't really like listening to preachers. You know what I mean? But I stumbled across this video, and I was trying to put some background noise while I'm editing videos, and I put that on. And then I just catch myself looking up and really, truly engaging in everything he's saying, because his words just come to me, and then I just feel exactly what he's saying. Like, he says something, I'm like, yeah, dude. And then he just, I don't know, it feels like he's answering questions without me asking him questions. It's fire.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he has a way of talking that resonates with people of our age bracket, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
since he's like from New York, and he speaks, he comes off as one of us.
Yeah.
You
get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
He's fire.
Yeah, he's a good dude to follow.
Yeah. And then when you said warfare right now, that's what made me think of it. You know what I mean?
Because
it just, it's so true, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you bring Jesus up, and then it is war, dude, because a lot of people don't like Jesus out here.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a war that at the end we're going to go up in the sky, and then we're going to battle with Jesus again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's like they say you can't kill a Christian, you could just change his address. You ever heard that?
Yeah. No, never. But I understand what you mean by that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like the world is in a spiritual realm right now. Like, there's a lot of shit happening in politics and all of that. And, it opens your eyes up to it, when you actually engage in the Bible or engage in any Christian or any religious activity, you could see it.
Yeah.
I fasted yesterday for God.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What's the longest, how many hours did you fast?
I fasted from 6 a.m. all the way to 3 a.m. the next day.
How'd that feel?
I was going for 6 a.m. all over again, right? But I cracked, towards the end, but I stayed strong for majority of it. You start talking yourself out of things.
Did you drink water?
Yeah, I drank a little bit of water.
Oh, that's good.
It broke the fast too, though. Like, I think the real way to fast for God is like, you can't smoke, you can't drink water. Like, you have to go a full dryness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to baby step my way into it. I don't know. Like, you can't smoke, no drinking, no water, no Diet Coke, because you could, if you're doing a health fast, you could drink a Diet Coke because it's zero. It's not going to break your fast. But if you're doing a religious fast, you don't want to drink the Diet Coke. Now, originally, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was the same bracket, but it's not. It's completely different.
Well, I never did that, dude. But off camera, put me down.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I feel like you're actually the one that put me onto it. Maybe you didn't mean to put me onto it in the way you did. You probably meant to put me onto it for health reasons. But whenever I'm like, I feel like really stressed, or I just feel like, like, all right, so this week everything went well for me, right? So I just felt like, yo, like, let me fast to tell God thank you. You know what I mean? Let me fast and like real dial down, because I don't feel like I deserve this blessing that I got this week. I got everything answered at my job. Everything went well. It's like, let me do a fast for him. Even though I didn't do it to the par that I feel like he deserves, I did it, and you put me onto it because you told me one day when you fast that you feel like enlightened, that you feel a little more spiritual. Like, you're joking. You're like, oh, it'll bring you closer to God if you do a 36-hour fast. So that's why I do it, and it's beneficial. There's 3 reasons why I do it. 1, healthy, right? Yeah. It's the last one on the bracket, but I truly do it for God. That's what kind of keeps me going,
Yeah, I feel you. I'm mad. That's what I need to do. I got $40,000 this week, but I'm not happy.
I don't get it, dude.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would be pretty happy, dude.
I mean, that's a good reason to be happy, but I'm not happy.
Why would you say you aren't happy, dude? Is the real question.
I'm not happy because plans that I had didn't come through.
But have you ever looked at that, right? Since we're already talking spiritually and godly, you know what I'm saying, which I don't mind. Like, you ever thought like maybe that was supposed to happen because God said, nah, don't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, like that's so.
Yeah.
It's a blessing in disguise, though. You don't know, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of violence this week. I saw a lot of ugliness this week. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of resentment in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of anger. You know what I mean? And even though I got a bunch of money, I'm still pissed. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm still pissed. So it's not about money. You know what I'm saying? Life ain't about money. You know what I mean? It's different. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
then it's probably for a reason.
Yeah.
And usually when I have bad times, I usually think to myself, well, the bad times are only temporary, Just like the good times are only temporary as well. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Shit brings chaos later. But when you're at the
facts.
bad is the best, because right now, the lowest, can't get no lower, dude.
Yeah.
Can't get no lower than death.
I just don't like the spiritual attacks on me, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's so cowardly. Like, yo, don't put booby traps, you fucking pussy. Like, come up to me and tell me what your fucking problem is and let's fucking handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that shit. It's cowardly, bro. You know what I mean? Like, let's come to an understanding. What's your problem, bro? You know what I'm saying? If I hurt you, let me know. I'll apologize. You know what I'm saying? If it's some kind of, I don't know what it is, but I don't know what I don't understand what these people are mad at. You know what I mean? But that shit don't sit right with me, bro. Like, if you do me wrong, all right, bro, do me wrong, bro. And let's deal with the consequences of that. You know what I'm saying? But don't throw a rock and hide your hand at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but bro, I never even noticed these devil worshippers around me until you pointed it out to me. Now I see them everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't they everywhere?
Yeah, they're everywhere. But I never noticed them before. Yeah. Like, I never noticed it. And so I mean, it could be something to deal with, but you do got Jesus, so that's more powerful than everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that, that's what keeps me grounded. You know
that shit really sucks for atheist people.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you fucked up, my guy.
Well, those are the ones that get twisted up in a fucking in a bed sheet and their life turns upside down. You know what I'm saying? My life ain't upside down. My life is good. Like I told you, I got like 40K this week. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good. I'm super healthy. Yeah, I went to the ER, but everything came out good. I'm still in good shape.
You actually went to the ER for being too healthy.
My future's looking bright. I got great people around me. You know what I mean? But it's just like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Spiritual attacks suck.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if I've ever had one done to me. I'm more of an oblivious kind of man. Like, I'll walk right by, step on an egg, and be like, why did I step on this fucking...
Bro, basically, bro, I found a bag by my car that had, like, a dismembered chicken head with feathers and blood and a foot of a goat on it.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I don't
you know
think...
what I'm saying? Like, chicken bones or who knows what kind of bones were on that shit. You know what I mean? And I've seen that kind of thing before, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? These people are fucking sick in the head.
Yeah, dude. That's why, that's why that place is not doing well, dude.
Yeah.
You got too much of that fucking devil shit around it. You know what I'm saying? In that area.
Yeah, facts. All right, moving on, dude. R.I.P. Young Scooter, dude.
Who the fuck is Young Scooter?
You don't know who Young Scooter is?
Nah, tell me.
A famous Atlanta rapper came up on their future. Passed away this week. R.I.P. to Young Scooter.
Gun violence?
And his family. Actually, allegedly, he was pulled over by the police. He ran on foot. He jumped a fence or something, sustained an injury to his leg, and bled out. From what the reports say. But, you know, a lot of people grew up to his music. A lot of people had some good summers to his music. A lot of people like his mixtapes.
I'm probably familiar with his music, but I don't know him.
Yeah. But, you know, he passed away.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to him, bro. You know what I mean? That's a shitty way to go out.
Yeah.
We had Ultra Music Festival in Miami this weekend.
Yeah.
It was a shit show, dude. I know a couple of my buddies who went because their girlfriends wanted to go, and they didn't want their girlfriends to go by themselves.
Smart.
Not really, dude.
Nah, dude. Hey, yo.
Not really, dude.
Well, dude. Yo, how bad can it get?
Yo, how much do you love your girl that you'll stand up in a festival for 2 days in a row nonstop?
I love my girl enough to tell her you can't go.
Drinking $15 waters and listening to EDM music while everybody's dressed up like a fairy and has light bulbs and is doing Molly drugs, and everybody's catching the wild flu. Because when you're in an ocean of people, you get the flu.
Yeah. I love my girl enough to tell her not to go, but luckily my girl isn't about that ultra standing in the line shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
some people got arrested for selling fake bands. They came out on the news.
At Ultra?
Yeah.
And the people couldn't get in with the bands, right?
No.
Fucking funny as fuck.
And they spent like $200-$300 on those bands. They got gypped.
Damn, dude. What a way to make money.
Dude, Miami's the home of the finessers, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yo, listen, dude, don't buy tickets outside of a stadium. They're probably fake, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't gamble on the street corners in Miami. You know, if you're not getting a deal, dude, if you're outside of a concert and they're selling T-shirts, they're not authorized T-shirts. They're probably low quality. They're probably shitty. Buy the shirts that are inside, made by the artist.
Unless you... Well, for the T-shirt thing, just understand what you're buying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're buying the Fugazi one. You know, you're not supporting the artist with that one.
Yeah.
And I usually buy merch. Like, bro, I have Brent Faiyaz's shirts, right? And I bought them to support him more than the shirt. Like,
the shirt's fire, though, wasn't it?
The shirt's pretty cool. But, you know.
Good quality?
Yeah, good quality. It's great. It's still up and running. Good color. The color didn't fade. I've washed and dried that shit multiple times. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's pretty good. Yeah. I'm not the ultra kind of guy. I've never been, you know, maybe when I was like in high school.
You ever popped Molly before?
Nah, I never popped Molly.
You ever did ecstasy?
Nah. Sure, it's a good time.
I don't think so.
And the EDM thing. Well, I mean, all right, let's say I'm going to go to ultra. I think like an ecstasy will help make it like everything more vibrant and colorful. Because, yo, I'm kind of a downer, dude. I'll be in a crowd of people and I just don't like being crowded like that.
Yeah.
It's just my nature is just like whenever things are crowded, I just think chaos. Like it's not controlled. I like controlled environments.
Yeah, like if I'm going to go to some shit like that, I need to like be in the VIP with like bottle service and then watch the show from a distance.
Yeah.
But that shit costs like $200,000.
And you're watching it from a distance. Isn't that crazy?
That's just like $200,000 at Ultra.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around.
And all you're seeing is the guy as an ant off from a distance. That's ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Ultra's not my thing, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? At least they still got that. After they kill spring break, at least Miami still has that little revenue coming in. You know what I'm saying? I saw some people come to my club from there. They were dressed up. They had little fairy things on their head, and they were dressed like weirdos, and their shoes were all dirty. I guess they were dancing a lot in the mud.
Yeah, you can't wear nice shoes out there. I know a few people that went out there half naked.
Fuck. All right, Andrew Tate came to the United States, left, and now he's being accused of rape, dude.
Poor fucking guy, dude. They don't give him a break, bro.
Fuck.
Yo, if I was him, I would just not be around women no more. Like women,
dude, but that's impossible, bro.
Yeah, it's hard, but you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to like, yo, you know where you're safe, dude? Go to Colombia, $40, live your life, go back home, dude. Like, if you're rich, you can't do shit.
I understand that you said that, and you say that because you never been in Colombia, but you're not safe in Colombia.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I forget about the other part. Yo, you just can't mess with women. Man.
Anywhere that you're safe, like physically safe, you're not safe from the law and the bullshit that comes with the law. And anywhere you're safe from the law, you're not safe from the people.
Yeah, dude.
It's a hard life, bro.
Bro, yeah, being rich and famous is. Yeah. I hope to get there one day. And then I already know what I'm going to do, dude. Yo, I got this hand right here.
Yeah.
No more pussy, dude. I already know that, dude. You get rich, you get famous, you just can't get pussy. And if you want pussy, you got to marry the pussy, dude. That's it. You know, live your life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Can't have
It's
fun.
not like how it was back in the days where you could fucking have sex parties and do a whole Diddy oil festival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do that shit no more. Too much Me Too movement. Yeah. And you know what's even more fucked up is that I don't know that girl's situation. I saw the videos, but she knew what she was fucking doing. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, she's famous now. I never knew who the hell that was.
Why do you think they're going after Andrew Tate so hard? You think it's because he spoke up against Israel and he stood up for Palestine? Because he's a Muslim?
Yeah, he is Muslim. He has to. But
or because he taunts the establishment every chance he gets free?
It's because he taunts the establishment every time he gets free.
Yeah.
That's why. That's exactly why. Like, I'm not going to lie. If that was me, well, yo, it pays him too. It pays him to taunt the establishment. Like, he gets richer every time he says some shit about the establishment. You know what I mean? Because those shit goes up on a clip. The clip fucking resignates people to his views. Then the views, then they click the link, and then they subscribe. And then they subscribe to his shit. So
did you see?
It does suck for him, though.
Did you see Kanye's interview with academics?
Yo, he's next, dude.
They can't get him, dude. He's untouchable.
Yeah, dude, he's next, dude. Yo, you know what though? I don't know Kanye for fucking a bunch of random bitches though.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna tell you why he's losing this fight. His last song was ass. He put out a song on YouTube. That shit was trash.
It was too long.
It just was whack. And you can't do that, dude.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go if you're gonna get into this war, your shit's got to be fire. Like undeniable fire. You know what I'm saying? And this song was super mid, and he put on a KKK outfit in black and started talking shit. Like, you can't do that, but you're gonna lose.
But dude, you know, like people get paid for that, doing shit like that too, dude. Kanye's getting revenue.
Who's paying Kanye to put on that stupid suit?
Yo, ads, dude. There's ads on those videos, dude.
Yeah, bro, they made a own YouTube channel just for that video. So academics shit won't get smashed. Kanye shit won't get smashed. It's one channel with one video on it, and it's got like 500,000 views. So they're not getting that much money off of that shit. You know what I mean? But I just think I think he's just mentally ill at this point, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from his fashion genius or his musical genius or the things that he's done in the past. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's winning anybody over. And at this point, he's just hurting his brand.
Yeah, at this point, he's just hurting his brand. But I wouldn't go as far and say he's crazy. I don't think he's crazy. I truly don't. You know, in the beginning, I did. But I just think he's doing things for shock value.
Yeah.
And I feel like he truly believes what he's saying, you know? I don't 100% believe what he's saying. I mean, he says some things that I'd be like, you know, it'll make me question. But, you know, once he started that whole you know, hail thing, that I mean, he kind of lost me there.
I saw the interview. The interview was ass. If you guys haven't seen it, don't even watch it. It's a waste of time and energy. You guys have better things to do with your time. Shit was corny.
I wasn't gonna
Moving
watch
on.
the video.
The Yankees, right? The Yankees, they did something pretty crazy, dude.
Their new discovery,
No.
their scientific discovery.
No, well, maybe you're on the same page as me. I haven't spoke to you about it, but what they did is they came out with a new baseball bat, and somehow they got that shit approved by the MLB. Yeah. And in the first inning, they hit 6 home runs, and they won 20-4.
World record.
Yo, how did they get that shit approved? I have no idea. But it's a weird looking bat where the middle is like super fat, no homo.
Well,
and they just started knocking out home runs.
Yeah,
dude.
so now the handle's lighter, and then they put all the wood at the top, and it was approved. But you know what, dude? It's gonna change baseball forever because every other team is gonna do that now. So there's gonna be a lot of home runs.
There's going to be a lot of angry pitchers because pitchers get paid off striking people out and not getting home runs hit against them.
Yeah,
we're talking millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? So now they got new bats and people are hitting 13 home runs against you. Your fucking ERA is going to go in the garbage. You're going to be the worst pitcher in the league because they're going to hit 13 home runs off you every night. So.
But can the bat magically move to the fucking ball? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you still got to hit it.
It's just going to have to be, you're going to have to change your game plan. No more of that regular shit.
I don't know, bro. I say bring the regular baseball bats back and bring steroids back. The steroid era was the best era.
Steroid era in baseball was pretty lit.
I want to see bodybuilders playing baseball again. That was good times.
Yeah.
What's up with Trump, dude? He's really trolling the left, saying that he wants a third term, dude. How do you think he can accomplish that, and what do you think it would do to the country?
So I did do some research, dude. I don't think there's any way of him possibly being able to do that. But you got to remember, when the United States did start, presidents didn't start with 2 terms, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's possible. I think he just said that for the media to fucking, the libs, just to make him mad.
Yeah, well, what they're saying is that Vance will run in 2028 with Trump as his vice president.
All right, so...
And then Vance will step down and Trump will take over, and then he'll be the president.
All right, so... Right.
That's the loophole, allegedly.
So, from what I discovered, listening to a guy tell me about the Constitution, right, and amendments, is that there's some qualifications you need in order to be a vice president. And one of those is that you cannot be a 2-term president. Well, not exactly, but you have to be eligible to be president. And if you already did 2 terms, you can't be eligible to be president. Hence, you can't be eligible to be a vice president.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's possible unless he changes the amendment.
If they do it, well, how would you feel?
I won't be mad.
I would like it just so I can rub it in the opposition's face because I just want to make them mad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like it just for that. And that's it. We're going to close it off on, bringing back soft, feminine girls and taking back these thugs that we got out here nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's ending for them.
I was around a bunch of young women tonight, and a lot of them were saying they were speaking foul, saying bad words, being really masculine.
Disgusting.
Being very ghetto.
Disgusting.
And I thought it was super unattractive. And I was like, yo, like these are not like these aren't the youngest women out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, these women are in their 30s. Like, where do they get off? And not where do they get off? Everybody can speak how they want, but I'm just saying, like, dropping constant curse words, saying the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Just like talking like how me and my friends would talk. And we don't even talk, like, I don't even talk to you like that.
I don't think, we usually when
me.
we have a conversation, we articulate ourselves pretty well. We'll get a little dumb on this podcast, but besides that, in like real life, we're pretty like stand-up citizens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I don't mind a girl cursing every now and then, but there's like when girls are too foul out the mouth, I think it's unattractive. But I always speak about this on the pod. Like,
no, cool, because I don't listen to your pod, dude.
I speak about it everywhere, dude.
Talk about it on my pod.
I speak about it everywhere, dude. You know,
okay.
I think women are gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? I don't think women need to be masculine.
Yeah.
That women should be.
I noticed it today. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna meet these new people. I'm gonna be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? let me show manners. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, my name's Chris. What's up, my nigga dog? Dog. I'm just like,
nigga dog.
I'm like, who are these hood boogers, dude?
Hood boogers.
Get these hood boogers out of my vicinity, dude.
Bro, yeah, dude, women need to be more feminine, you know, stop trying to be masculine, but they're going to learn it with time because no man wants a masculine woman, dude. They're like, I don't know. I don't know why women are doing this, but I had a incident with a woman last week at my job as well, where I was being nice and I go, oh, come in, you know, it's fine. You know, you're supposed to be accompanied by a man, but there's no one in the club. So I know she's not going in to beat up her man. So I let her in and then she's talking to me. I'm like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, she's like, nah, because, you know, I really fight niggas out here, dude. Like, I could really fight a nigga because, like, I do MMA and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, this girl acts like my dad is 6 foot. All right.
Yeah.
Like if he just laid on this girl who is like 4'5",
yeah,
4'11", right? She's done, dude. No matter all the jujitsu, taekwondo, you know, you're not going to beat up a man, dude.
Yeah.
You might be able to get a man of my stature in a guillotine or something, but.
Yeah, I think I just got to hang out in different places.
We do hang out in a place where, you know, the most unfeminine people show up.
Yeah.
You know, like ironically. But yeah, I think, I don't know. Maybe it's that we just see the bad side of the world, you know?
Yeah. I want to see the good side of the world, bro. I'm tired of the bad side.
I think that's the middle United States where houses are cheap. There's no one there. It's just trees. And then occasionally you see a young little girl, dude.
No doubt.
20 years old.
Well, we're out of time, Kaz. I appreciate you having me, dude. Thank you for opening up the studio late night so I can crash and we could do our pod and make our content for the little fans we got. We appreciate you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace. Bow.